So when you have a certain problem, at least you should be aware of the ways in which homeopathy can be practiced and which way of homeopathy is actually the way which is outlined in the organon of medicine. So when you practice homeopathy on those laws and principles as outlined in the organon of medicine, then it is called as classical homeopathy. This method, which follows the founder itself and the master itself, Samuel Hahnemann, sir, is called as classical homeopathy. Now, when we talk about classical homeopathy, it does not mean that we are overlooking all the modern developments in homeopathy and we are not considering the new developments and we are discrediting uh, anything that has increased our knowledge or which has contributed significantly to homeopathy. But what we mean to say is that the law or the foundation remains the same. That does not get outdated or get replaced, right? Because the whole science of homeopathy is based on that. Of course, now once you have a base, you have a strong base, then any additions to it would definitely be welcome. But it does not mean you throw away the base. Now let me give you an example. For example, now you have the mobile phone. Now the basic structure or the basic the foundation on which it is built, you know, the very basic the basic on which it has been started or invented is the same. But over the years, the mobile phone has evolved or it has shown new developments, right? But does that mean the law of physics would change or the law of science would change or the law of technology, the very laws on which technology is built, would that change? No, because the very basic thing, the very laws of science and of nature and of physics, they remain the same. They are not going to change. In a similar way, a science, when built on certain principles, the principles of it are not going to change, right? So when you practice homeopathy in a classical way, the results are permanent, the results are more clear, and the results are long lasting, and it follows the laws of conserving the natural energy of the body, maintaining it, and of bringing that natural, the dynamic energy of the body to health or to normal. So let's see, for example, let's talk about psoriasis. Now, as of today, a lot of homeopaths are advertising homeopathy with relation to psoriasis. So 5 best medicines for psoriasis, or apply this ointment for psoriasis, it gives you relief. Take this mother tinctures for psoriasis. But this type of homeopathy is just very much superficial. It is just concentrating on only the superficial layers, or it is just, there's no difference between allopathy and homeopathy if you practice homeopathy in this way. So under the name of homeopathy, it is not actually homeopathy. Listen to me very carefully when I say that, because this thing will be a little difficult for you to understand. But if you use a little bit of your intelligence or common sense, you would understand what I'm talking about. Because unless and until the root cause is not tackled, how is a remedy going to treat you from the roots? Or how is the remedy going to cause a cure? It's not possible, right? So now you have to understand, how is psoriasis caused? It is not just a disease of the skin, because this is how allopaths define psoriasis as. But if you go into the deeper meaning to understand psoriasis, it's actually a disturbance of the immune system. It's actually got to do a lot to do with a lot of things which are deranged in the human body. And when homeopathy looks at psoriasis, it looks also on the dynamic level. It looks at the dynamic level. So it looks at the it looks at the organ, that is the skin. It looks at the organs which are internal. It also looks at the entire systems. It looks at it as a mental body. It also looks at it as the energy. So it looks at the entire organism being deranged, and then the medicine is selected according to the patient's constitution and the patient's the patient as a whole exhibiting symptoms on each and every plane or layer of the body, starting with the innermost layer, that is the mind, the energy level, the energy layer. Now when you select a remedy based on all of these things, it works magically and it gives a complete cure. But when you just apply ointments for psoriasis, and when you just take mother tinctures for psoriasis, or you just take some arbitrary medicines based on the symptoms of psoriasis per se, which are common to each and every person who has psoriasis, it's not going to be called as homeopathy, or it's not going to give you that cure. It might give you a certain relief, temporary relief, maybe for some time, but it's certainly not going to cause a cure. And then the common man is treated in this way because when he goes to a homeopath who is practicing wrong homeopathy, he comes back disappointed after some time, and then he thinks that homeopathy does not work, or homeopathy is not a correct science. And that is the reason homeopathy is invited a lot of criticism. It's precisely because of the people, the doctors who are practicing homeopathy in a wrong way. So if you want to take homeopathy the right way, always look for a classical homeopath. Sometimes this is also referred to as constitutional homeopathy, though these two terms are a little different. But these can be used interchangeably, because when you use classical homeopathy, you also refer to as constitutional homeopathy to bring about a perfect cure. Right? So the classical or constitutional homeopathy is the best approach, is the best way of homeopathy, and you don't need to name this homeopathy, this type of homeopathy, in any other way. So the people who are promoting homeopathy, who want to just promote their name, they would actually start renaming those things which have been given to us by the masters, and then claiming themselves to be the propagators or the creators. So practicing homeopathy by as I want and as a wish method is not going to lead this science anywhere. Okay, so I will talk to you more about this and a lot of more things related to health, related to science, related to homeopathy in my forthcoming videos. Stay tuned, please like and subscribe, and you will see a lot of great things at your disposal. So thank you so much for listening to this video. Share, like and subscribe. See you next time. Take care. Stay happy, stay healthy. Bye-bye.